Pastors also need to prepare you for the end times. Hi, welcome back to another one of our Director's Cuts. Last Sunday we talked about what a pastor does. This is in a three-part series of what is the church. You can go back and see that of what God's design is for His salvation plan. And that this week's on Sunday was about what does a pastor do as a leader in a church to prepare God's people and serve in His church? What does that look like? And then next week's is going to be on this Sunday coming is going to be on what is a disciple? So what does God expect and what does He promise those who follow Him? But today I wanted to talk to you about when the nations rage. One of the things that, it's one thing for me to be able to teach people to do ministries and to do various other things in the church. But ultimately, pastors need to be able to train people for persecution because there may be a day that comes to our nation, or we might be the last generation that is alive when the end comes. And we must be prepared and ready for it. And we're told that those who are not ready for it often forego their faith in the last moment to cling on to whatever last bit of comfort that they can have. And so as we see rumors of war and insurrections and famines and earthquakes and raging forest fires around the world in these last times, it starts to get people a little unnerved. And when we watch the news 24/7 and see all the things are going from good to bad to worse, and that we are asking ourselves, what do we do as a Christian? So can I take the words of Jesus out of Matthew 24, the first 14 verses, to give you comfort, to prepare you that even if we don't live in this immediate threat of persecution in our lifetime, that we will be ready and train the generation that comes after us so that they'll be ready in case the end is their time. But at any rate, this helps us to be ready for whatever may befall us. So why don't we read it together? Jesus left the temple and was walking away when His disciples came to Him to call His attention to its buildings. "Do you see all these things?" He asked. "I tell you the truth, not one stone here will be left on another. Everyone will be torn down." As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to Him privately. "Tell us," they said, "when this will happen, and what will the sign of your coming and the end of the age?" Jesus answered, "Watch out that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name, claiming that I am the Christ, and they'll deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines, earthquakes in various places. All of these are the beginning of birth pains. You'll be handed over to be persecuted and put to death. You'll be hated by all nations because of me. At that time, many will fall away from the faith and betray and hate each other. And many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. But he who stands firm to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached to the whole world as a testimony to all nations. And then the end will come." See, at a time when the disciples were marveling at the height of society that they were at the time, and the temple courts and the temple itself were grand monuments, and they were just wowed by them. And Jesus just swept all that away, saying, all this is going to come to nothing. I want to encourage you, don't be so enamored by the world and all the glittery glam that exists and all the comfort that it can give us to distract us from the point that there is a date that this world has with Judgment Day. And we need to be faithful to the very end so that we don't lose track of who we are and what we have in store for us in heaven. And I love how that ends in 14 saying, and this gospel will go out to all nations as a testimony to them. And only then will the end come. So I pray that this helps you to understand our purpose and the pastor's purpose to prepare you for the end. And Lord willing, we'll see you again. God bless you. Have a great day.